Passing plays have nowadays become the game's key meta. Sometimes they're the only way in which a pro team can breach a well-drilled defense. And even in lower level ranked, an arsenal of dastardly passes can lead to more W's than a stutterer's alphabet. That's why we've teamed up with Gregan, Rocket League's sexiest coach caster manager, to create 5 ways to pass like a Rocket League pro. Before we start, a key point to remember. Passing isn't smacking the ball straight at your teammate. It's hitting it anywhere they can reach it first, ahead of any opponents. Oh, the sponsors we don't yet have are asking us to remind you to comment, subscribe, and smash that like button, yo. But enough small talk, let's get down to business. Welcome, one and all, to the year 2015. America has an actual president, Leicester City will surely stop winning soon, Kevin Spacey's friends still let him babysit, and pro Rocket Leaguers are unable to defend their own backboard. The pro game's moved on since then, but plenty of noobs you'll face in ranked are no better at defending the backboard now than they were back then. You should test unknown opponents' backboard reads ASAP. To do this, make some power passes off there early on. If they struggle, your beady little eyes can light up with glee, and you can spam this tactic throughout the match. Even if they can defend it, perhaps they watched our top 5 defensive tips, which is linked in the description, you can still use the backboard whenever your opponents defend aggressively. The more in your face they are, the less likely they are to be covering the backboard, and the higher the likelihood that a well-timed backboard pass is effective. If you're low on boost or your angle's funky, rotate out instantly and let your teammate take the shot. Sticking around to gorp will prevent the third man moving up. Otherwise, you can pass to yourself and suckle every last drop of that rich, creamy glory. The higher up the backboard, the tougher the read, for both sides. To be really tricky, aim for the upper ramp so the ball waterfalls down at an angle. Pro players love this ramp, and plenty of training packs can help you read it. Just check the description. Finally, even when the backboard is actively defended, passing there is still valid as long as you read the clearance. Unless your opponent's mechanics are very good, their clearance options are limited, and you can easily head wherever the ball is going. If the backboard can bypass an aggressive defense, how do you play through one that's passive? The answer? In-field passes. In-field passes are all the rage in Pro Rocket League, all the way up to the very highest level. That's because a fast, powerful assist can generate a faster, powerfuler finish that harnesses the initial touch's pace and converts it into a mother-flippin' honourable thunderball. Infield passes are extra effective because they instantly switch up the angle the keeper must defend. One pass makes a comfortable back post position an awkward front post position, and buggers up your opponent's best laid defensive plans. It's up to you as the passer to place the ball where your opponents won't reach it. Your teammate must have absolute faith in your placement. It's your responsibility to ensure they don't get baited out. And side note, in threes, it's the third player's job to cover when they do get beaten. Extra tips. The lower the pass, the faster it should be. You can smack that hoe along the flow at full power, as long as it is accurate. The best passers reach a teammate without them slowing down at all, so they can connect with full momentum. Don't assume your teammate's going to score. As soon as you've made your pass, either rotate out so the third man can move up, or drive into position to sweep up any 50-50s. If your teammate's definitely getting there first, you can offer an outlet for a return pass. Even if your teammate ignores you, your presence can screw up the keeper's positioning even further. Finally, this can work against an aggressive defense. If you're charged down in a shooting position, just give your teammate a shout, then pass infield instead of shooting. Quick! The ball's near the goal line and you're the last one in defence and they're about to score, and if they score you might lose and you need this win to get to Grand Champ, and your dad left when you were 7 to buy cigarettes and you're beginning to suspect you may not actually be planning on coming back, and ooh boy, yeah, you panicked, didn't you? Instead of producing some pitiful 6-boost P-roller, you should have laid it on a platey for matey, who could have cleared it with aplomb to the teammate bombing forward. This is how passing from defense can lead to the sort of counter-attack redirect goals we all thought were impossible, until training packs came along and showed us all the way. There, I did the meme. Can we get a million more views now, please? Just remember, the usual passing rules still apply. Hit the ball where your teammate can beat your opponent to it. Your touch can be hard or soft as long as it's accurate. And for the love of Shogun's spherical skull shape, do not set your opponents up for an aerial inside your own box. Stumpy Goblin, I'm talking to you.
Oh my god.
Extra tips! Defensive passes don't have to be close range. If you get a clean hit while a teammate's rotating back, give them a shout and pick them out instead of clearing it to nowhere. An opponent's dodgy play is a great pass for you. Don't be afraid to charge a loose pass down in the right situation, and have the composure to then find a teammate, take a touch, or at least clear it into space if you're the first one there. Finally, back passes are simultaneously safe and horrifically risky. Warn your teammate to expect one if you're on comms, and if you're not, make sure your accuracy is tip bloody top, or you'll end up scoring an embarrassing own goal, and then no one's happy.
How are you on it?
The Crossfield Pass is the older brother that the infield pass goes crying to every time its lunch money is cruelly stolen and smelted for scrap metal by the school bully, who, for the purposes of this extended metaphor, is a grog because why the hell not? The Crossfield Pass is bigger, uglier, and more defensive than anything else in this video, but just because it's clumsy doesn't mean it's not effective, and pros use the Crossfield Pass to slow the game down in times of need. It all comes down to the left-right theory. If everybody finds themselves on the left side of the pitch, punting the ball into the space on the right can scramble the opponent's defense, forcing them to panic, turn 90 degrees, and potentially double commit if their comms aren't up to scratch. Rotations can seriously break down after a well-timed crossfield pass, as the first, second, and third opponents all have a valid claim to charge the ball down.
Hello, baby. You got disconnected from the chat for a few seconds. Did anybody write something after me?
If you get a clean hit on a play that's anchored to one side, command your teammates to boogie on down to the opposite wing. Find them with a high, powerful, looping pass, and at worst, you'll stop the chance of your opponent scoring a fluky 50-50 pinch goal. At best though, they'll have all the time in the world to plan an aerial or take a touch against the newly stretched defense. For a detailed look at crossfield passing and the left-right theory, check out Gregan's Tabletop Tactics episode 4, linked, like everything else, in the description. Like a 14-year-old girl on MySpace who's like totally random, spontaneity is a valid ambition for anyone looking to take their Rocket League seriously. Pineapple. Banana. Haha, I'm crazy, but everyone who knows me is used to it. Rocket League is a 3D physics-based playground that rewards creativity, especially when you're on comms and can warn your teammates about the unpredictable stuff you're about to serve up. While we're confident that the rest of these tips can promote your team a division or two, doing the same thing each and every game will eventually lead to a plateau. You can't backboard pass your way to Grand Champ, and goalkeepers are increasingly able to defend in-field passes. The most old school passing play, what we'll call a backboard roll, is the best example of this. It used to work all the time when the game first came out, but now the only way to get one past the defender is to take an unexpected touch or two in the corner, and then have your teammate attack the ball as early as they possibly can. What we're saying is that these tips are only valid if you mix them up. Don't rely on one tactic to beat an opponent, because they'll get used to defending it. Instead, have a bunch that you can pull out whenever necessary. Try out some new stuff. Pre-jump for a pass, or force a wall pinch, or a rebound touch, even if you're not completely comfortable in your wall or corner reads. And if you miss, who cares man, it's ranked, come on. And you're now more likely to nail it the next time. As with anything in life, there are some caveats to this. Don't go for crazy stuff when your team's boost-starved or hanging onto a lead. Even the nicest of teammates can drop you a friendly old C-bomb if you gift a last-second equaliser by doing something dumb. Be more cautious in games that matter. Stuff like promotion games, tournament matches, all that jazz, just be a little bit more by the numbers. And finally, if your teammate's tilting like the Leaning Tower of Paris, maybe chillax it with those freestyles, yeah? Having fun in ranked and experimenting is the best way to break through your glass ceiling. Good luck. Extra tips. Learn your teammates' strengths and play to them. If your boy is tip-top at corner bouncers, force them so they can outread the opposition. Similarly, if you're not that bothered about losing, challenge them to make hits that they're uncomfortable with to help them improve. Keep an eye on your opponent's boost levels. If they're starved, pre-jumps become way lower risk. Finally, look for the doink zone. Yeah, you thought we wouldn't mention doinks, didn't you? And feel safe in the knowledge that your teammates' desire to locate your car's roof is even greater than their wish to find their dad, who left for cigarettes when they were 7. Yep, I need therapy. Some part out.